What's up, y'all? I'm just here, back, uh, dropping, I guess, another version of my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Just off the top of the head again. Don't really know what I'm gonna talk about specifically. I just got some shit on my mind, like, it's been on my mind heavy for the past couple days. And I don't know, it's been a little rough, you know? I honestly thought about ending it all, man. The past couple days just been hard. I think one day this week I just didn't talk. I couldn't like bear to talk, to be honest. It just shit was just so heavy on my mind. And I don't know what made me kind of realize something maybe a couple of days ago or a few days ago, but I think it was this talk that I had with my sister. And it wasn't what we was talking about, it was more so just talking to her, you know what I'm saying? And kind of just thought like, how could I leave my little sister, you know what I'm saying? How could I just rid her of a big brother, you know what I'm saying? Just because I don't see no upside, or I don't think that there's more. A lot of my life, and the reason I've been feeling like this because I give myself no purpose. You know, I'm a nonchalant guy. Most people say it, but honest, I come off a lot like I don't care about anything, and it's kind of true. Like in a certain sense, though, it's not that I don't care about anything. It's just myself. I don't really care about myself, and I think that's the biggest reason as to why I'm seeing things like this. Um, I saw a post that said, in order for you to escape this way of thinking or living, the way I've been living, most people choose suicide. And I can't lie, for a long time, it felt like that was the way. You know, a lot of people, they they try to be positive about everything and rely on faith. But I'm not gonna lie, is those moments where I kind of gave up on it. But I that talk with her, it really just kind of gave me some insight, like into her mind, because I don't really like see myself as a big brother, you know what I'm saying? I don't really see myself as a good friend. Just I don't really see myself as somebody valuable. And that that small 5-minute conversation kind of like opened my eyes a little bit to everything. Um, and I think it's just like a culmination of everything, like you know, uh, talks and like with the guys, you know, just little conversation with my mom, my grandma, you know what I'm saying? Like just little stuff that that led to me thinking like this. And you know, my birthday is in, I think, 13 days. So I'm gonna be 26. But I was thinking like I'm gonna be 26 and there is nothing I can say that in my adult life that I feel proud of, or that I feel like I made something of myself. You know, there hasn't been anything I can recall that I can say in like the past, 7 years. It's like, hey, you did this. You know what I'm saying? Be proud of it. But I can honestly say I don't have nothing like that. Um, kind of been like I've been not kind of been, I've been inside like a super isolated guy. Like I've just been stuck inside. Uh, and also I struggle with, you know, addictions and stuff. You know, I mean everybody does, but for me personally, it's just the addictions that I suffer with. I mean that I've suffered and dealt with are like lust. Um, and I think most people who, I mean, this generation at least, everybody's on their phone a lot, So it's kind of hard when it's right in your face. You're not busy, you got a lot of free time. There's not a lot on your, like, in front of you and on your plate. So, phone addiction is real. I don't believe that anyone who says not just get off your phone really like has anything. They really don't know, because it's like, well, I mean, if you grew up in our generation, everybody was on their phone. We are the kids of the touchscreen, so it's like it's hard to not be on your phone when we are what social media has. We were raised through social media. We are what we are because of social media. Certain people, at least. I kind of want to, like, not put myself in there because I do have my own personality, but that reason right there is why so many of us struggle with, lust, uh, pornography, um, just anything. It's just right in your face all the time. So, also I struggle with overeating, with food addiction. I don't know when this started. Probably when I was about 12, I want to say, is when I started like really relying on food to, I don't know what it was doing. Maybe it's like filling a void or something. I don't really know like the science behind it. Um, but it was a lot of moments where I looked to, you know, I just ate, I overate, and it wasn't like I just uh had some type of like affection towards it, or that I didn't notice I did, but I did. You could ask anyone I know, like they see me. I'm always eating, um, or not. I'll overeat. I may eat, once or twice, but those once or that 1 or 2 times is a lot. But I do struggle with that, and I paired it with, being kind of lazy. I haven't been in the gym, or I haven't been working out. I kind of been like a hermit, just sitting in the crib all day, and I think I want to change, man. I do want to change. I don't have like a dream necessarily. I do have like an idea of what I don't want to be though, and I think that's more than anything. Like, I don't want to be nothing forever. You know, there was a time where I used to do a lot. I used to be super creative. I was that kid. I used to be in drama, the drama class. I used to do theater outside of school. Uh, I used to perform spoken word, um, and poetry, and you know, I would even like make art. But the past few years, I just fallen off, and I don't know why. But I don't want those few years to define the rest of my life. I know I'm only 25, but I don't see it as the end. Most people want to call you uncle and like you old, as I'm mid 20s. Still young. I feel young. I don't feel like an old ass nigga like everybody be saying. I feel relatively young, you know, and I want to keep that going for as long as I can. regardless of what nobody say, because I really don't give a fuck about what nobody got to say. This is who I am, and this is who I'm gonna be, you know. So the next, I want to say I'm gonna give myself 3 months. I'm gonna try to like pace myself. 3 months. I'm gonna seriously tackle this food addiction for the for 3 months. Also, I'm gonna battle this battle with lust. I'm gonna make sure that I get clear of any type of distraction or any type of trigger that may even bring those thoughts back. So for 3 months, I'm gonna challenge myself to not overeat, not eat anything that might be damaging to whatever whatever may trigger me to go back into it, like sweets or maybe certain fried foods. I'm gonna try to give myself 3 months to go cold turkey, just to see how I feel, to see where my mind is after those 3 months. Also, for those 3 months, I'm gonna get back into the books and try to complete this IT the IT studies that I've been putting off for the past few years. Also, and one more thing is I'm gonna try to be more active. Now, I won't say that I'll just give up, you know, certain things I like. I see a lot of people say that they try to shit on like people who play the game, and I don't get that because if you shit on somebody who play the game, I mean you shit on people who watch movies and watch TV series, and like the things that people enjoy for the 3 hours or 4 hours they have free. You're gonna shit on a person who sits down and does something like actually engaging, you know. Same thing goes for a person who sits on their phone for 3 hours. It's like it's a big difference. So I'm not gonna quit playing the game or, you know, uh, doing any of that stuff. Shit I like doing, like shit that I'm told y'all about the passions. That is something I'm actually passionate about. I enjoy video games. I enjoyed the entire art form, bro. So I'm gonna focus on what I need to focus on, but in my free time, that is what I want to do. That I'm gonna enjoy the things that I love to do. There's no reason why we bash fun for no reason. So to those people who be doing all the fun bashing and they the fun police, like knock that shit the fuck off, bro. Nobody cares that you too cool for fun. Like you just lame as shit, bro. Nobody cares. So that's just what I got on my mind. Um, can't really say nothing else, nothing that I can like think about. But oh, one thing I will like close out with is for the past 7 years that I keep mentioning, there that whole time I've been filled with fear, and this channel has kind of like made it to where I have started to face a little bit of that fear. I never had a problem with public speaking or just speaking, but it's just I always kept away from it just because I wasn't a big speaker. I wasn't bad at it. I just didn't like putting myself out there. And that fear that you have inside, man, is you gotta turn it around. You can't be afraid your whole life. Don't let that anxiety and that fear rule you, bro. It's it's crippling, you know what I'm saying? It'll really leave you like stuck where you are. Take risks. I think about it all the time. It was like somebody said, 4 years down the line, you could do something now that may take 4 years, and you put it off because it takes 4 years. But then 4 years down the line, 4 years will have passed. So it's like, why not just do it? And that's really all I gotta say, bro.
Oh, there's no risk. Now that's why you need to do it young. Now that's why we started Apple. We said, we have absolutely nothing to lose. I was 20 years old at the time. Woz was 24 or 5. So we have nothing to lose. I mean, we have no families, no children, no houses. Woz had an old car. I had a Volkswagen van. I mean, all we were going to lose is our cars and the shirts off our back. We had nothing to lose, and we had everything to gain. And we figured, even if we crash and burn and lose everything, the experience will have been worth 10 times the cost. So what did we have to lose? There was no risk.